Hey team, I'm Mike Hogan, the Minneapolis branch manager. Chris and I teamed up this month for this month's safety video. I just wanted to take a minute to thank my team for accident-free in 2024 and year-to-date 2025. I honestly believe if we slow things down and stay in the moment, we will stay accident-free for the remainder of this year. Thanks for all you do, and I hope you enjoy the video.
Hey, this is Ricky with Minneapolis branch 127, here to demonstrate proper lockout tagout technique. First you want to shut off your unit. You can hear the blower shut off, so that's one way to tell. You want to lock it out. Keep your tag on there with contact number just in case. And verify loss of power. Follow our wires coming in. See these wires going up over to this contactor right here. We'll put our meter on AC volts. And go line to line. 0, 0. Take it to ground on each one just to be sure. Yeah, no voltage, so unit is successfully locked out. Good to go to start working on units, changing any components.
From branch 127, and this is my office or my van. Today I want to show you my safety shelf. Here I have my extra lockout tagout bag, first aid kit, and some AirPods, protect your ear, and masks, my bracing goggle. I got all the 4 types of gloves, my hard hat and vest, and a GFCI. And I want to show you the 4 types of gloves we're wearing. This is the glove we wear every day to prevent cuts, protect your hands, and the bracing gloves so you don't get hot, don't get burned. And the coil cleaning gloves so you don't get like chemical on your hands, might burn your skin. And the mechanical gloves when you're roping stuff, this will protect your hands from friction.
Which gloves do you wear every day?
It's the cut resistance gloves. You don't want to get caught because we're working with sheet metals or you know, you would get easy get caught.
Keep going. Further. Further. The Minneapolis North Branch. Today we're going to go over how to do fall protection and how to set that up properly. So first things first, you'll need your harness. You have to put that on properly. Make sure it fits good on the shoulders. Now we'll go over the rest of the items you need in the bag. Obviously your tape measure, you'll need to know if you're within 15 feet of the roof edge. If there's a parapet wall, you have to measure that. Anything under 42 inches, you're required to wear fall protection. So tape measure, you'll need that. You'll need this part, but this straps right up to the ring on the back of your harness. And good practice to keep in mind is to inspect everything before you put it on. Make sure there's no rips or wear and tear. There's also the retractable fall harness, which are pretty nice, but this is only good up to 11 feet. And this distance is greater than 11 feet, so we can't use this in that scenario. Then you got your lifeline or your rope. We hooked up the carabiner on the end. Sometimes you can hook that straight to the unit, but if the holes aren't big enough, you'll need the carabiner to hook up properly. This will go around the unit here. Let that click into place. So this part here is where we hook up our harness. We hook that directly under there. Push it back and pull the rope through. And kind of just walk your way to the roof edge. The idea is to not even get close enough to the roof edge to where you would fall off. Obviously, the fall harness protects you if you do fall, but it's really the main reason for it is to prevent you to even getting close enough to the roof edge to even have a scenario where you might even fall off. So. I would say in that scenario it's pretty good. I'm leaning on it and I can't fall off the edge.
Nick with branch 268 out of South Minneapolis. I'm going to set up the ladder today properly. Get the outriggers. Get them level. Check our angle, get some tap. Says it's good.
How many feet should you be above the wall?
Need 3 rungs above the wall. And then we'll secure
3 feet up.
our rung to the flashing with bungee.
What do the bungees help with?
To prevent the ladder from going side to side, or falling over, or blowing this way. And it'll keep you from having to call somebody to get you off the roof.
All right, thank you, sir.
This is Jason and Zach with Minneapolis South Branch 268. Today we're going to show you how to safely enter and operate a lift. So first thing you want to do is inspect the lift to make sure there's nothing out of the ordinary, nothing broken or something that could be unsafe while using the lift. Alright, after that, so for PPE, for operating a lift, you want your safety vest on, your hard hat, and then as well as your fall protection. So Zach's gonna first inspect his fall protection, make sure there's no rips or tears, and all the D-rings and locks are in good shape. Then after that, he'll put it on, and then we'll enter the lift. And make sure everything's snug and fitting tight for your body. You can adjust accordingly to how it fits yours. All right. So as Zach enters and with his full PPE on, you do want to find the anchor points on the lift. The anchor points has these pictures on it that shows where to hook up your D-rings. On our lift there are 4, one in each corner. And this one, there are pictures on the other side. And Zach will show you how to attach to the anchor points. So get his D-ring, attach to the anchor points. And sometimes you might need help attaching to the back if you can't do it yourself with your spotter. And that's how you properly enter it. And always as well, when you're operating a lift, you do want to have a spotter.
That looked like regular solder. Did yeah. Like it to me. Like electrical solder. Oh gosh. Yeah. Holy shit.
Hey Lennox, this is Brad. I'm over here with my cameraman Boo today. Today, we're going to be doing a compressor change out that has been burnt out. here, we have our lockout tagout. We ensure proper lockout tagout. We know the unit does not have any voltage running to it. The first thing we're going to do when we have a situation like this is we're going to want to debraze this point right here and this point right here. The reason why is we are replacing for a Lennox like-for-like compressor, and it's the easiest way for install to go in and go out. The next thing we want to do is have our fire safety with us. We always want to make sure that in case of an emergency, you always have your fire extinguisher tank with you at all times. Next we want to do is luckily, we have a new torch kit up here. But the first thing we want to do, even though I know I have pressure in 2 tanks, is I still want to double check and make sure that all my fittings are tight on the tank. The worst thing you can have on a tank is you have loss of pressure, leaky pressure, and you end up lighting up this fitting right here, and then that acetylene is going to go boom, and that's the problem. So we're just going to double check, hand tight. It's never a bad idea too to come in right here and just do a double check with everything. Come on through, give it a double check. You want to make sure that these fittings are nice and tight. Adjust the wrench as needed, nice and tight. We want to do this just to verify safety, and then we're going to do it up over here. Get it nice and tight there. Now we're going to do it our nozzles right here. The reason why is still same thing. Even though it's less likely that you light it up over here, there's always still a likely chance that's greater than 0, so we want to be safe and do the right thing. There. The next, even though it's a warm day out, I have a little jacket on in case I burn my wrist, something accidentally happens. It's just the safe thing to do along with leather gloves. You always want to have your leather gloves with your anti-A4 rating so you don't cut yourself. Finally, let's make sure we get our pressures dialed in before we even start. For acetylene, let's start with 5 psig going through, and you want to slowly adjust that. So here we'll back her off a little bit. We'll open it up. Before we even light her, we want to make sure we have a running pressure of 5. And then we're going to shut her off. It'll go up a little bit, and that's normal. Now we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to go to 10 psig of oxygen running. So here we'll let it go up. Now we'll open our line here. And that's about 10 right there for running pressure psig. The next thing I want to do is make sure I have all my equipment. So, with the new one, we can either do 2 options here. They're always good options. The first is you need some sort of tint on your glasses whenever you're welding to protect your eyes. Or you can use the provided goggles that have been provided for us from the kit. Today we will use the provided goggles from the kit standard, but we want to be as safe as possible on this job. The next you want to make sure is that you have your spark igniter close by where you're welding. But you don't want your tank exactly next to where you're welding. So we're going to move our tank over here. I have a good, 6-7 feet of hose here, probably more. I'm not going to run out of hose by stepping over here, making sure my tank is out of the way. Before we start, we want to do a channel lock wrench. Perfect. The best thing that I like to do is make sure you have everything where you want it when you want to do it. Make sure the area is clear of everything that can be flammable, like this hat. This hat was right here, I lit it on fire. That could cause a problem in the unit. So we're going to set that on the ground away from where we're working. Finally, we're going to open up both sides. We're going to both open up small. When you light your torch, keep your torch away from you at all times. We don't want fire in the face. So we're going to open up this torch here. We're going to double check that we have it break it in. Don't want to have a bad spark and have a bad day. Next, let's open up our torch tank. Keep it away from the face. We'll open up here. We'll open up here just enough to get ignition going. So there we go, we have our light. Now we're going to adjust it. There we go. Now we're going to put this. We're going to keep our torch away from everything. I'm going to drop my wrench, it's the same thing with you. And then I'm going to ease off on the oxygen, ease off on the acetylene. Make sure everything is closed before I go. And now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off and unpush out my regulator on both of my torches, on both of my oxygen and acetylene. Then I'm going to come over. I am going to bleed my lines. And the reason why I want to bleed my lines is so that I know I have nothing in here that I could actually set off. Once my lines are open and bled out, I'm going to close both tanks. That way I know that there could be no leaking going through either side of the tank. And I'm going to make sure that both of these are nice and tight before I eventually set my torch tip down right in the slot right here. That's to ensure I don't light anything on fire. That's to make sure I just don't light anything up. And that is successfully how you braze out, while safely at being good, everything to do with your compressor. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
Hey, Chris here with Branch 268. Sorry for the long video. We tried to have fun with it, but thanks for hanging in there and not booing. I just wanted to end real quick with a distracted driving conversation. Last year, about 3,000 deaths occurred because of distracted driving, and about 400,000 injuries occurred throughout the country. It's probably the most dangerous task we perform each day, all of us, branch managers and the techs. Just wanted to remind you, no texting while driving, and always use your Bluetooth. And be safe out there. Thanks for watching.
That's all, folks.